Hello everyone, this is Ishan Agarwal and today we'll be solving today's daily Leetcode problem. Now let's look at the problem. You have been given an integer array nums, an integer k and an integer multiplier, right? You have been given two integers k and multiplier and one integer array nums. You need to perform k operation on nums. Now let's see what are these operations. Find the minimum value x in nums, and if there are multiple occurrences of the minimum value, then select the one that appears first. Basically, this statement translates to if you have to pick the minimum element in the array. Suppose this is my array, so I have to pick the minimum value, right? And if an array contain multiple minimum value, like duplicate minimum, there are two minimum element in this array, right? So I have to pick one that have the smallest index. So the smallest index is this one, right? What the other operation is, replace the selected value x with x into multiplier, right? So I have to pick one minimum element. Let's suppose this is my minimum element and my multiplier is 2, right? So I have to replace this one with 1 into multiplier, which is 2. So now my updated array is this. I need to perform this operation k times, right? Let's look at the first example. It will help you get better. You have been given 2, 1, 3, 5, 6 and k is 5 and multiplier is 2, right? So first you pick the minimum element, which is 1 here in this case. So you pick 1 and you multiply it with the multiplier, which is 2. So now the value is 2 and you will update this value. So your resulting array will look like this, right? Again, you will pick the minimum value. So there are two minimum values here, right? This two and this two, right? But which have the smallest index? This one have the smallest index, right? So you will pick this two, multiply it by the multiplier and update the value, right? So your new array looks like this. Similarly, for the other cases, you keep picking the minimum element, you multiply them and update in the array, right? Now there are two approaches to do this. First is to iterate k times and each time get a function. Suppose minimum get minimum index, right? And this will return you the element with the minimum value, the index of the minimum value, right? So I will not be discussing this approach. There is one more approach by using priority queue. Let's see how. What from this I observe is that I have been given an array. I need something, some data structure to tell me in a constant time, right? Just tell me whichever is the minimum element. So here is 1 is the minimum element. I will just pick this one and I'll update the value and store it back in the same array, right? And I need some data structure to give me that value. And what's better than a priority queue? So I'll create a priority queue and I'll push all the elements in the priority queue, right? And what is the benefit of priority queue? That at the top there always is the minimum element, right? At the top there is always the minimum element. So this is my minimum element 1, right? I will pop this element and I'll multiply it with the multiplier, right? And whatever comes my result, I'll push it back again. So but here is one problem. There are two twos here, right? And we remember the constraint that if there are multiple values, then I need to pick the one which have the smaller index. How would I decide which one is the smaller? So I need not only store the value in the priority queue, but indexes as well, right? So I'll store the indexes as well. So the index would be 4, 5, 3, 3 comma 2, 2 comma 1 and 1 comma 0, right? So I'll take out the smallest pair. This is my smallest pair, which is 1 comma 1. This is my value and this is my index, right? I will update this value with the multiplier and this become my new pair, right? I will push this pair again. Now same question, these are the two pairs with the smallest value. So if both the first value are equal, then we'll look which one have the smaller second value, right? Which is the index value. So this one has the second smallest value. So I will pop this element. I will multiply this value with the multiplier. Now this becomes my new pair. I'll push this pair back again. Right, now which one is the smallest value? This one. This is the smallest pair. So I will again pop this, multiply this value with the multiplier, and this will be my new pair, and I'll push this pair back again. Do you get the approach? I guess. So what I need to do? I need to do 3 steps. First, push element into the priority queue, right? Iterate for k times, right? And keep pushing, keep popping and keep pushing the element, right? And at the end, update the value, update the answer in the final array, right? Let's look at the code for this. So what we need those 3 steps. First is to push element into the priority queue. Second, push and pop element k time and update value to value times multiplier, right? And finally update the answer variable, right? So this is my priority queue. It's a min heap, right? Because I need the minimum element at the top. Okay, I'll push the elements into the priority queue, which is nums of I, comma, its index, right? After that, maybe I need to create n also, nums.size, right? Now what will I do? I'll iterate for k times. I will pop the priority queue's topmost element. So I'll have a pair of int comma int p, right? And q dot top, pq dot top. I'll pop the element as well, right? Now this p contains the element, the value as well as the index, right? So let's have it, value is equals to p dot first and index equals to p dot second, right? I'll update the value to value times multiplier, and I'll push this pair back again. Right, now this part is complete. Now I just need to update my answer. I can have a different vector stored for this, or I maybe just can use the input vector. So while the priority queue is not empty, right? So what I need to do, I need to pop the elements. Maybe just copy this code, right? And I will update in the answer. So this is my index and this is should be the final value, right? and I will just return the nums. Looks good. Let's submit it up. See. Thank you for watching.